So let me preface this video by saying that when you're actually taking the GRE, you're hopefully not going to be thinking too much about what's going on behind the scenes in the software's algorithms. But just so you know, the test's difficulty does adapt to you by section, depending on how many questions you get right. So for example, let's just think about the math section. The first math section you get, if it's real and not experimental, will be more or less average difficulty. That means the average difficulty is probably 3 out of 5, let's say. So scenario 1, you get about half the questions in that first math section right. The next math section, again if it's not experimental, will be about the same as the first in terms of difficulty. Scenario 2, let's say you only got 5 or 6 questions correct in the first math section. Now the second math section will be easier on average than the first. This is not good for your score, but you'll probably be able to figure out more of the questions in that second section. And then scenario 3, let's say you get 15 or more correct in the first math section out of 20. The second math section will probably be harder, and it'll probably be more like an average of 4 out of 5 difficulty. This is good for your score. You might get fewer questions right in the second section, but since you performed so well in the first section, you're automatically at a higher level. By the way, when the GRE decides how hard a question is, they're using data from previous test takers' experimental sections. So if most people get a question wrong on an experimental section, it'll show up on a hard section in the future. So that's why the experimental section is there and why they don't tell you which one it is. So like I said at the beginning, don't overthink how many questions you're getting right and wrong or how difficult the question or section is that you're in. A, you won't know for sure, and B, the section you're in could be experimental anyway, and it won't affect anything. So this is just something to know about how the real GRE works and about how the official Power Prep tests work as well.